I found my grandfather's service records and they contradict everything he told us. My whole life, Grandpa Walter told us he was a cook in the Navy during Vietnam, said he spent the whole war on a supply ship making meals for sailors, never saw combat, never fired a weapon, just cooked and stayed safe. He'd joke about it at family dinners. While everyone else was being heroes, I was peeling potatoes in the South China Sea. We'd all laugh. He seemed almost embarrassed about his service, like he wished he'd done something more important. When he died last year at 89, my mom asked me to help sort through his stuff. I'm the only veteran in the family, did 6 years in the Army myself, so she figured I'd know what to do with his military documents. In a box in his closet, I found his DD-214 discharge papers. That's the official record of your entire military service. Everything's on there. I started reading and my hands started shaking. Walter Hayes. Rank, Chief Petty Officer, not some junior cook. A Chief Petty Officer is serious rank in the Navy. Then I saw his actual job, Navy SEAL. Buds Class 29, graduated 1966. My grandfather was a Navy SEAL, not a cook. A SEAL. I kept reading. 3 combat deployments to Vietnam, Silver Star for gallantry in action, Bronze Star with Valor Device, Purple Heart, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with Combat FI. The Silver Star is the 3rd highest military decoration you can receive. You don't get that for cooking. I found the citation for his Silver Star buried in the box. On March 15, 1968, Chief Petty Officer Hayes led a rescue mission to extract a downed pilot behind enemy lines. When his team came under heavy fire, he single-handedly held off enemy forces while his teammates evacuated the wounded pilot. He was shot twice but refused evacuation until everyone else was safe. Shot twice. My grandfather, who told us he never saw combat, was shot twice, saving someone's life. There were photos in the box too. Young Walter in his 20s, wearing combat gear, holding weapons, standing with his SEAL team. These weren't supply ship photos. These were warriors. I found letters he'd written home to my grandmother. In one from 1969, he wrote, "I can't tell you where I am or what I'm doing. Just know that I'm trying to make it home to you. Some of my friends won't make it home. I think about them every day." My mom was shocked when I showed her everything. He never told us any of this, never mentioned the SEALs, never talked about combat. I did some research. Turns out a lot of Vietnam veterans, especially special operations guys, just didn't talk about their service. The war was unpopular. People protested. Some veterans got treated badly when they came home. I think Grandpa Walter decided it was easier to say he was a cook than to explain what he really did. Easier than dealing with questions about killing people or seeing friends die. Easier than being thanked for a war nobody wanted to remember. I found one more thing in that box. A small notebook where he'd written names. 37 names. His teammates who died in Vietnam. He'd kept that list his entire life, never showed anyone. At the bottom of the last page he'd written, "They were the heroes. I just made it home." Now I understand why he always seemed uncomfortable when people called veterans heroes. He was carrying the weight of 37 friends who never got to grow old, never got to have grandkids, never got to joke about peeling potatoes. My grandfather wasn't a cook. He was one of the most elite warriors America ever produced, and he spent 50 years pretending he wasn't, because the real story was too heavy to share.